I have asked many people what they think makes a hero, and there are many answers, as there are many heroic characteristics. In this video, I'm going to discuss different characteristics of heroes. There are some characteristics I think any good hero has, but heroes aren't perfect, so they aren't going to necessarily have all of these characteristics. Some of them will be stronger in different heroes than others. For example, I would generally say that heroes are respectful. However, in Power Force Prep, I have a hero who gets kicked out of class on a regular basis because he's smarter than the teacher and knows it. I have another character who is very respectful to ladies, but not to anyone else. In the first book I wrote, Heroes of Hearth, there is a character who comes from a culture with no concept of ownership. So she has no problem with stealing. My point is that not every hero will have every heroic quality I list, but heroes should be good role models and have heroic qualities. Let's start with morals. Is a hero who lies, cheats, and steals for a supposedly good cause actually a hero? Is he an anti-hero? What is he? This can get a little shady when writing a character like a spy. A spy can't be entirely honest. If he reveals who he is, he'll likely be killed. He'll at least ruin his mission. Even there, the hero should have a set of morals that he holds to. Perhaps the spy does lie about his identity, but he is a spy for noble reasons, and he's still going to suffer consequences for hiding who he is. To be a hero, he has to be fighting for a good cause and have morals that he holds to. For example, in the Book of Destiny, the hero is a thief, yet he isn't a cutthroat mercenary and does have a moral standard that he adheres to. He is likable, just like Aladdin is likable, even though he is a street rat and thief. That being said, overall, heroes need to have high morals, especially if you want the hero to be likable and a good role model. Courage is a very heroic quality. Courage is also a very misunderstood quality. Too many people think courage is the absence of fear. It's not. It's going on in the face of fear. It takes much more courage to do something you are afraid of than to do something you are not. Thus, true courage is doing what is right despite your fears. Honesty is a heroic quality. Honesty can take different forms. There's very blunt honesty, and there is more tactful honesty. And honesty does not mean that a character has to tell everything he knows. A character can be honest and not announce that he is a spy or a superhero. Both blunt and tactful honesty have their place, yet true heroes are honest. True heroes tend to be people of action. They are doers, not merely talkers. They don't say, someone should do something about that. They do something about it. We live in a world now where people will watch someone get beaten and video it instead of help the victim, which is sad. And unfortunately, these days, often taking action is punished. So it's a quality that is being lost by many, but it is heroic and a good quality for protagonists to have. Another heroic quality is that of selflessness. I'm going to add selflessness with bounds. I really don't like the book The Giving Tree. I look at the tree giving everything it has, sacrificing itself for a boy who takes and gives little to nothing back, and who gives up the chance to keep growing apples and giving to many other people, being too selfless and giving all it has. That is not what I mean by selflessness. When saying a hero is selfless, I mean that he puts the needs and happiness of others around him as highly important, that he will give of himself. I think a selfless person needs to understand the difference between a good and bad sacrifice. How many stories has a girl sacrificed everything important to her, her family, her friends, her goals, or even to the extreme of selling her soul to the devil for her man, who doesn't really love her, or she doesn't need to make the sacrifice for, as she could have both the man and her family and friends? A good sacrifice is giving up something good for something better. I have been a stay-at-home mother for most of my married life, so I sacrificed a career for my children, a choice I don't regret in the slightest. Sure, we could have had more money if I worked, but I gladly have sacrificed money for my family. All of us make choices, and every choice has an opportunity cost. When we choose one path, we choose not to go down another. Make sure those choices are giving up something good for something better. Heroes keep going even when it gets hard. This is one of the main traits of a hero. Even when all seems impossible and the hero hits his figurative death in his hero's journey, it is followed by the rebirth. He gets back up and keeps going. I know as a mother, so many times I had to keep going even though it was hard and I was exhausted. So many men go to work every day and keep going even though it's hard or stressful. I think every student in college has at one point wanted to drop out. I know I did, but to get through, I had to keep going, and I did. Perseverance through the hard times is one of the biggest traits of a hero. The final quality I'm going to talk about is respect. Being respectful is very heroic. Often, when people think of respect, we think of being respectful to other people, parents, bosses, leaders, and such. I grew up in the South, where men were very respectful of women and opened our doors and carried boxes for us. I love heroic men who treat women like ladies. It is also important to have self-respect. A hero with self-respect will not degrade himself or go against his morals. He will be strong to what he knows is right. This is in no way a complete list of heroic qualities, as there are many, but something to think about when writing heroes. Think about what makes a hero when developing your heroes in your stories, but also think about what makes a hero so you can work on those qualities and find the hero within yourself and pull him out. Okay, that wraps up my video on heroic qualities. The next part of what makes a hero will be talking about reluctant versus willing heroes, so look for my next video. And don't forget to like this one and subscribe to my channel. Please comment on a trait you really think a hero should have.